What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we have the GeminiJets September 2021 tier list rankings for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. Welcome back to another tier list Thursday, everybody. I'm sorry that it's been a couple weeks. There's been quite a few videos that I've been looking to kind of move up in the time slot. And since we had so many in a row for quite a while there, I don't want to say I've been going way too slow or intermediate with these videos, but I've been trying to space them out relatively reasonable. But I'm going to try to get back to at least once every other week. But regardless, I hope you guys are excited for it. Today we have the GeminiJets September 2021 tier list rankings. We have a ton of awesome models in this set, and I'm so excited to get into it. Once again, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Again, awesome set right here. And just to clarify kind of what I was getting at there in the beginning, if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't been doing the tier list videos as often. And again, that's just because there's been a lot of videos that have been coming out as of late. It wasn't necessarily intentional, but that's just kind of how it worked out. So I do anticipate that these will become maybe even weekly again, somewhere in there. I'm not sure, but we still have a good few to make it through before we're going to be back caught up to speed, and that will put us back on the every other week right as they come out format that we had pre-mono. So that's kind of the goal right now, but I'll keep you guys informed. But regardless, we're going to keep chipping away. This is the GeminiJets September 2021 releases. There were some very interesting but very good models in here. Really excited for this set. So let's get started. So here is our screen, everybody. It is different. I've wanted to talk about this, but unfortunately, I just haven't got a good opportunity. So if you guys do not know, I did get a new computer for Christmas about already a month ago at this point, which is ridiculous, but 3 weeks or so. This is the MacBook Pro 14-inch 2021 model with the M1 Pro chip. I'm super excited to have this in my setup. It's absolutely awesome, and you guys will be seeing much more to come with this computer. I'll be doing a full setup video and kind of going into the full context of that. But you guys may notice that it looks different. Yes, this is Mac OS. This is the Monterey OS Mac 12.0. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting the kinks worked out, but for the most part, it's pretty good, and it looks really nice. So very happy with it, and I will say that Mac compared to Windows, I like both. They both have their pros and cons, but I definitely can work with Mac every day. So, and I still have my Acer Nitro 5, and I'm still very happy with that too, that I've been using as well. But regardless, we will be on the MacBook for most videos as of right now, just because of performance reasons. It's nothing against the Acer Nitro 5. We just have a faster computer in the MacBook Pro 14-inch. So here we go with the GeminiJets September 2021 releases. Disregarding all that, I may talk about it a little bit more at the end, but let's get started with these releases now. This is a really good release set. I thought that this really encompassed a little bit of everything. The only thing that I didn't really hit on was international domestic aircraft, including Europe's aircraft, none from Asia. It was pretty light. However, we did get some very cool different North America regions, including the Caribbean, Mexico, and I think that was it. We did get Turkish, so that would count as Asia, but still though, we still had some awesome North American models, and this is definitely one release to remember for sure. I did get 2 models, and we'll dive into those when we get to them in this video, and also in the unboxing that'll be coming very soon. I'll touch on that at the end as well, but this has been a rather long intro to these tier list videos, so we're gonna get started with all that out of the way. So again, this is the GeminiJets September 2021 releases. This was a very interesting set just to begin, because these models were announced back in late September and did not get in until late November. So they took a very long time, about 8 weeks, to get to GeminiJets warehouse due to shipping issues. And I made a whole video on that if you'd like to check it out. That came out probably almost 2 months ago at this point. But regardless, let's get started with the GeminiJets September 2021 releases. I do want to say, and I'll talk about it a little bit more at the end, that you'll see some different animations and pop-ups for the pictures and that sort of thing. That's simply because Mac OS is different. It's not crazy different. The only thing you guys will notice is when I pop up the pictures of the aircraft, you guys will notice that they'll just pop up rather than scrolling across one by one. So regardless though, I think everything else should be good to go. Here's the tier list as we speak right here. We have 14 models, including all variants, 11 different aircraft, if you will. I think 3 flaps down aircraft. So really nice plethora of aircraft, and I'm really excited to get into it today. So once again, I did not forget to note the new computer and everything. Camera's still the same and everything else, so still looking good. But again, for the 5th time, GeminiJets September 2021 releases. Alrighty, everybody, with that being said, we are going to get started. So a little bit different, I apologize, but let's do this. Starting with the first model of the set, this is the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-900ER in the One World paint scheme. This and the next model, which is the UNCF livery, were done by NG Models, so if you would like those versions, I would recommend them. However, if you missed out on that or like to save a little bit of money, the GeminiJets versions are still very good. So here we go with the One World. Again, we've already went into pretty good detail about these Alaskas with the NG, but we'll still go over them here because they are practical assets. And that's just one thing right there trying to scroll that I'm gonna have to get used to. So do I need to push the, what do I need to push to move this thing around? So I think the problem is normally it works with the trackpad on moving it around like that. Zooming in and such. So I'm going to try to use the trackpad. I wish the mouse would do it, but I don't think the mouse does. So I'm just going to kind of point at what I'm talking about, give you guys the whole view. Sorry, I thought I would be able to zoom in. Again, this is the kinks that we're working out. So my apologies, unless if I can get like that scroll thing off. I just want to be able to, you know what I'm talking about, move around as I would like. I'm sure there's a shift key. Citrus will probably tell me once he watches this video. Thank you in advance, Citrus. But regardless, we're going to do it like this for today. Beginning right here, we have the cockpit windows and the windshield wipers along with their probably all bowling title, which they may get back to at some point. Got the nose landing gear and the big nose door. That's one of the disadvantages of the mold. Member of One World through the Alaska right here. I can't continue to emphasize how amazing this livery is in my opinion. It's awesome. I even got the 1-200 version, which is a great model as well. You have the Alaska subtitle down there, and then you will have a little bit of gray underneath, but GeminiJets takes their pictures from like a helicopter, so I'm just kidding. But regardless, here are the CFM56 engines. Again, slightly big, but we've been over this several times at this point. Several antennas along with the Wi-Fi box. You also have the emergency wing exits along with the wings and the split scimitars, slightly big as well. You have the Wi-Fi dome and the really cool 737-900 emergency exit door back here on the latter half of the aircraft. November 407 Alpha Sierra, US flag, and then the nice mesh of colors into Chester, which is always looking good, even on GeminiJets airplane, let's be honest. Really, really nice model at hand right here. Here's the aircraft in real life, a phenomenal picture from when the livery first debuted. Here's that little bit of gray I was talking about. GeminiJets did a really good job on the aircraft, all things considered. Not bad. Taking a look down here at the score, 13 for the mold, a 17 for the color, and a 13 for the details. It's going to give an 86%. Not a bad score for GeminiJets 737, and again, mainly simply because of the mold issues. But again, the livery is really nice, and they did do a good job on it. So well done by GeminiJets. The next model is the Alaska Airlines 737-900 in the UNCF livery. Again, this livery, because I'm showing it, that does not mean I'm getting political here. I'm simply just evaluating these die-cast model airplanes. So please, no political comments in the comment section or anything like that across social media. I would appreciate that. But I will say that, again, this is not to get political, but I will say that I do really support what the livery is doing here in terms of promoting education. Is the, I can't read it, so I'll read on the next thing. This picture is kind of hard to read, so I apologize. But long story short, not to get political, but encouraging. I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. Encouraging everybody to be friendly to each other. How about that? So here's the livery. They did a good job with the aircraft, in my opinion. I will say that. Dang it, I forgot that we had that issue. I'm so used to scrolling. But here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone. We also have the landing gear door right here in the landing gear. Got the L1 and R1 doors. Then you have the decals that I'll read off when we see the real life picture. You have the people right here as well. Really nicely done, really nicely illustrated by Alaska. I like what they did there. You have the antennas along with the Wi-Fi boxes, UNCF right here on the engine. You have the wings as well and the split scimitars. Chester on the winglet looks really cool right here as well, and then the Alaska on the tail as well. I do think they did a really good job with delivery. Here's the aircraft right here. So it says the time is always right to do what is right, and they put it very well in this aircraft, in my opinion. Well done. I do think that this part of the aircraft, right here, is way too light on the model. I think NG kind of struggled with that too, but it looks fairly light. And I've looked at quite a few angles of this livery, and you can see that it's a pretty common theme for how dark it is. So interesting, but regardless, I did take a little bit off for that. Excuse me, guys, I apologize about that. But Outside of that, really nice job on the aircraft. They did really good. And again, it's probably a little bit of Photoshop, but it just seems like it came out a little too light right there. So 13 for the mold, 16 for the color, and 13 for the details at 84%. Again, another nice job by GeminiJets, and they did really good on the aircraft. I thought they did really well. So well done by GeminiJets. Next up, we have our very first interactive 747-400 in the Atlas Air 747-400 freighter. Very excited to see this aircraft debut. This mold, I should say. Really cool. I like Atlas Air a lot. I kind of thought about getting it. Maybe I'll come back around at some point, but let's evaluate it. So it's kind of nice to do it from this angle because we have both aircraft. So the cockpit windows here in the nose cone, that obviously does open up very nicely. It looks nice. Landing gear right here as well. We had the emergency exit, the pilot's escape hatch along with the 3 windows. Then we have this cargo door right here with the Atlas Air billboard titles. You have the wings right here, which are slightly sloped, but it's not too bad, along with the 4 engines that also look good. This groove is, I mean, I just noticed it on almost all the wide bodies. Not all of them, but a good few of them, including this mold. It's just a little... It is what it is, let's say that. They got the winglet right here with their logo, along with these 2 cargo doors, pardon me, I'm sorry about that. Registration, I think, is 433 Mike Charlie, something like that. We'll get the full one here in a second. Sorry, these pictures are kind of hard to read. And then their awesome logo back here with the horizontal stabilizers. AS Aviation did a really good review on this on one of his massive unboxings. I would recommend checking it out. It's November 492 Mike Charlie, by the way. My apologies. Here's the aircraft itself. Not the absolute best aircraft you're going to find in today's age, but it's still a really solid aircraft, and I hope they get the kinks worked out because he had some interactive issues in terms of keeping them all together and everything. And always, as always, credit to all these respective photographers. I cannot talk today, as usual. But still a good aircraft. I gave it 14.5 for the mold. I thought that was fairly fair. 17 for the color and 13 for the details. Just missing out on the perfect tier, going for 89%. And I think that's just about right. Very close to a good perfect tier, but just not quite there. Very close, though. It's still a really good model. And I would highly recommend to anybody looking for Atlas Air 747. Next up, we have a really cool model. Really excited for this. Avianca Airbus A321neo. A lot of people are going to be really excited for this. I believe I saw that Aviation 18 got it too. So very cool. This is a really cool aircraft in my opinion because Avianca is not made 24/7. I think Aero Classics did one previously, and that may have been it. You don't see Avianca narrow bodies all day, but I believe they were also having bankruptcy issues early in the pandemic stages, so hopefully they're making their way out of that. I think they have. I think they filed for Chapter 11 and they came back out of it. It was either them or... who was the other carrier from Mexico that was having issues? Interjet, unfortunately, has failed to make it out. Oh, who was it? Slipping my mind right now, but I know that somebody was struggling along with Avianca. But regardless, here's the A321neo. Got the cockpit windows, flag right here. Oh crap, is Avianca not from Mexico? I'm sorry guys, I meant that area down there. My bad, I apologize about that. Disregard what I previously said. Sorry, they're down there somewhere in that, I think by Colombia, something like that. I really need to learn my regions down there. My domestic stuff's really good. My international stuff is not quite there yet, so I apologize about that in advance. But we've got the Avianca billboard titles along with the Neo engines as well. Then you got the registration on the wings as well. Avianca titles, that's really cool, but it's November 761 Alpha Victor. Then you got the wings. The winglets are sharklets, pardon me, looking good on this aircraft. Like to see it. Then we got the L3 door, R3 as well. 2 antennas. And then we have the L4 door along with the nicely done tail. I think they did a really good job on it. Mold's not the best thing in the world, but they did do a good job on the livery, I thought. The orange seemed a little off maybe, but did I deduct for that? I did not, because I thought it was pretty close. And I think it is. Again, that Photoshop just makes it very difficult to tell. But 13 for the mold, 17 for color, and 13 for the details, 86%. Rockin' B tier, Rockin' B, but we were really close on multiples. But I will say we do have some A's coming up and some phenomenal models. So don't worry, but still, definitely something to note. Next one, another very cool one, and I can't confirm this is Caribbean, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. You know what, just for clarification, just to make absolute sure, I will make sure that Cayman Airways is in the Caribbean because I'm almost positive it is. Okay, territory of the Cayman Islands, and I will make sure, a little geography lesson, my friends. Let's make sure that the Cayman Islands are in the Caribbean, just to 100% confirm. And I think that is correct. So the Cayman Islands are south of Cuba. So here are the Cayman Islands. I think it's a very popular area to go. I've heard of Georgetown before, but yeah, little geography lesson, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that. But Cayman Airways 737 MAX 8. Again, these guys file out of the Cayman Islands, which is really cool. And it's really cool to see them with MAX 8s. They're a very nice aircraft, and they've been going strong for over a year now, which is awesome. So let's take a look. Got the cockpit windows here, and then a decal. 737 MAX, it reads, I believe. A symbol of sorts. It looks like a bird or something. I'm not sure, so I apologize. Cayman Airways, that's an interesting older font, but I approve. Actually lets me highlight it. That's pretty darn cool. Then we have the MAX engines. Looks slightly tilted, but not horrible. Got the wings as well, along with some decals here of their flag. I'm assuming that would be my guess. Here is the flag, speaking of which, this is Victor, Papa, Charlie, India, X-ray. Along with the tail, we have stars, something the seas. Really, really nice livery. I would love to get more familiar with these guys, to say the least. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. I'm going to have to use the trackpad, but I do want to say, oh, this is actually, I think it says first 737 MAX, so that's really cool. And here's the other side of the aircraft, but they did a really good job. The Faith Founder of Over the Seas probably is what it says, something along the lines of that, but a really, really cool livery. Very, very nice. And the model does score very well. 14.5 for the mold. It's just because of multiple QC issues between the engine flex and the wing flex. So I think 14.5 is fairly reasonable. And then the landing gear seems kind of weird too. So I thought that was pretty fair. 17 for the color and 13 for the details. Just striking out there at 89%, very similar to the Atlas in terms of the mold, just barely holding it back, where we've had a lot very close. Sometimes it's a game of inches, as they would say in football, but there it is. So regardless, though, still a really nice model indeed. Next up, okay, I'm just making sure, I don't think I missed any of the flaps up or down yet. I'm pretty sure I haven't. This is the first one, I believe. It is the Delta Airlines Airbus A350-900 in the Delta Spirit livery, which is a really cool aircraft. Really glad that GeminiJets made this one. I know a lot of Delta enthusiasts are going to really enjoy this aircraft, and I think they did I want to say two previous normal ones, but I know for sure one because I have one of them, and then NG did theirs too. But personally, I think this mold's really nice, so let's evaluate it. Got the nose cone right here, and then the really cool trim of the cockpit windows. Got the landing gear, all your pitot tubes, and all that fun stuff. I will say, as I progress through pilot training, I do learn a lot about what everything is, so making some progress indeed. R1 door, Delta Airlines billboard titles, and then the R2, this is your first Delta first area-ish, and then business class 2. Got the antenna right here, beacon light, all that fun stuff, and then we have the engines that look very nice. Heading on to the wing right here, panning up to the leading edge, we have the sharklet right here as well, then getting back down here as well. To the trailing edge. I think I got the terminology right. I'm pretty sure. If I don't know, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Got the flaps and all that fun stuff. And got the R3 and R4 doors, and then the L's on the other side as well. Antennas, Wi-Fi box, November 502, Delta November with the US flag. Delta widget also looking really good on the tail and on the sharklet respectively. Fun fact, this is the only aircraft in Delta's fleet with the widget on the sharklet or winglet, which is very cool. Then the horizontal stabilizers as well that are looking really nice. Delta's flagship aircraft looking very good by GeminiJets. Again, another awesome job, and I'm very happy to say, after we evaluate the picture, here's the decal in full context. I think it says, I'm assuming this is a name of some sort, and then it just says, I wish I had a better picture. Let me see if I can get a better picture, because it would be kind of cool to see what the full details of that is. Darn, that was before it had it. Let me try the registration again. 502 Delta November. Let's try that one again. Now, there it is. That's going to be a good one. Let's take a look at this. Sorry for the little intermission, but it's always good to know what these things say, and I'm curious myself. Okay, this is a phenomenal picture, so let's take a look at this. Picture, or the decal says, the Delta Spirit, dedicated to all Delta employees worldwide, February 12th, 2021. So this is almost a year old already. keep climbing together. So this livery is in dedication to all the Delta employees, which is awesome. Kind of like the thank you livery it appears. So very cool, small decal, but it means a lot, and it's an awesome livery. So there it is right there. But a phenomenal model by GeminiJets, 16.5 for the mold, 17 for color, and a 13 for the details. Finally hidden into A with 93%, and that's a phenomenal model. I'd highly recommend it, and I think they did an awesome job with it. Well done by GeminiJets. And there's also a flaps down option as well if you're looking for that. And the MSRPs are right here, but the prices, I think it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark of like probably 50 for the normal one and about 53 for the other, I would think, somewhere like that. But regardless, next up we have the one of the first third releases that I know off the top of my head. This is the Hawaiian Airlines A321neo. I have the 2019, I think it may be 17, but I think it's 19. So this is the third one though. Very popular aircraft, a lot of people looking for this aircraft, and I'm really glad that they chose to make another one. So got the cockpit windows and the windshield wipers right here. Got the nose cone into the landing gear. Here you got the flag right here and the L1 and R1 doors. The really cool Hawaiian Airlines font, and then the R2 and L2 doors. You got the really nice lay across here. It's a rich again, but I think it's the Photoshop. But the actual aircraft that I have was very similar to this, so it most certainly is possible to be that rich. Then you have the wing right here heading into the shark clip. These are also looking really nice as well. Well done. Antennas, no Wi-Fi box, November 205 Hotel Alpha. The really nice flowers heading into Puna back here. Looks really, really good, and I think they did a phenomenal job on it. Again, here is the aircraft itself. Looks really nice through the lay right here, which as you can tell is usually much lighter, but I think it's the Photoshop, and they kind of have a rich tint in certain conditions, so I will give Gemini a little bit of slack there. 13 for the mold, 17 for the details, and 13 for the mold. Sorry, I went a little backwards. 86%. Just striking out. Again, it's the mold. Still a good model, but good is absolutely killing this release. Let's be honest, it has been rather crazy. Next up, we have the another fun fact. This is actually GeminiJets' first Southern Air aircraft. Not to say that they haven't done DHL aircraft in the past, but this is Southern Air, the actual airline, so cargo airline. So this is their first legit model of them. This is the 777F in the JC Wings mold. This is a really cool model if you're looking to do Cincinnati, Los Angeles, Miami, JFK probably, O'Hare, San Francisco, maybe Seattle, Anchorage, maybe Honolulu. There's airports for days that I can mention that I would think, but those are the first ones that come to my head. This model is definitely for you. Really, really cool. I don't think these sneak into Dallas very often. We get Prime Air, Kalitas, UPS, FedEx, and then some international carriers that I'm still trying to track down. So, but regardless, here we go. Cockpit windows, windshield wipers. You got the first 3 digits of the registration. Or 775, I believe the number's, my bad. Then you have the landing gear. Southern Air billboard titles, they look really nice. And you got the L1 and R1 doors. Got the antennas, 3 of them right here. The engines, and then the really nice mold. You can't notice it near as much compared to the 747, so big W right there. No wing flex as well, like to see it. You got DHL. This kind of reminds me of the very similar to the 738 shade that we had last summer, and then last winter, pardon me, and we evaluated. I do think that is slightly better, so I took off a little bit because I thought that it was slightly dark, but not too bad. DHL hybrid livery, of course, and you got the registration here as well. It's November 775 Sierra Alpha, and then to the tail. Really cool to see the hybrid livery. I think it looks really good. Again, Cincinnati hotspot, LAX, Anchorage, you name it, they got it. Here's the aircraft itself. This one, Miami, of course. It looks like it, just to make sure. And then you can see it looks a little bit lighter, but I think it's the Photoshop and all that fun stuff. Hey, how about a World Airways MD-83 back there? You know I'm digging that. I want to go to Miami so bad. Such a nice airport. But taking a look at the score, it did really well. 16.5 for the mold, 16.5 for the color, and it's 13 for details. 91% joining the Delta in the Superb tier. Very excited to see it. Absolutely phenomenal aircraft. Next aircraft I'm super excited for, also flaps down to this one, and it's going to be an awesome asset. It's in one of the boxes back there. How about the Turkish Boeing 787-9? Talk about perfect timing for me particularly. I'm very happy to see this, as Turkish Airlines just started nonstop service to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Serving 4 times a week right now, and it appears to be they're going to be going to 7 as long as the virus doesn't get even worse, I guess. I don't even know what international carriers think about it at this point. Who knows? Some places are better than others. That's definitely a way to put it. But all that aside, hopefully they do increase the service. As of right now, it's supposed to be in May. But here it is, Turkish Airlines 787-9. very excited that GeminiJets did this, not only because the model is really good, but I didn't want to have to pay anywhere from $70 to $120 to find one of these. So this really worked out perfectly. And I don't know if I'll swap if NG ends up doing one regardless, because this mold, I really like it. It's really good. I don't know if I have an aircraft of the JC787, but from everything I've seen and what I'll see on that model, I know I'm going to be thoroughly impressed. So regardless, we'll see what happens. But here it is, Turkish Airlines 787-9. Here we go. Cockpit windows right here with the tint that looks really nice. You got the landing gear, Star Alliance logo, and the L1 and R1 doors. Then we have the Turkish Airlines billboard titles, L2 and R2 doors, and then the engines right here as well. No wing flex, looks really good. Here's registration and Tango Charlie Lima Lima Oscar. You got their, I think this is some sort of symbol that represents Turkey. That's my guess. Got the cargo bins as well. Dreamliner titles, Boeing 787-9. Registration again, L4 and R4 doors, and then the Turkish Airlines logo. Man, what a model this is. Super, super excited to have it. It's going to be an awesome addition to the Dallas-Fort Worth Model Airport. And just building that lineup of international carriers. We added Turkish. This spring, we're supposed to be adding Iberia and Finnair. More one-world carriers that I'm really excited about. Dallas is killing it, man, period. They are. I would say there's not much discussion. Air France is also supposed to be returning if everything goes according to plan. And then frequencies, as I've talked about. British Airways also supposed to bring the A380, despite that already being pushed back, which is not necessarily a great sign. And also Qantas supposed to return as well. So all of that being very exciting, but not really relevant information to this video. But regardless, here's the Turkish 787-9 on final for San Francisco. Phenomenal pitch right here. And GeminiJets killed it, period. It's a great model. Highly recommend it. 16.5 for the mold, 17 for color, 13 for detail, and 93%. Well done by GeminiJets, and they're killing the heavies, believe it or not. They do mark up heavies after all, so this is only right. But yeah, it's mainly those narrow body 737s and A321s, not their hot spot. Speaking of which, we do have another 737 in the Southwest 737 MAX 8. I also did get this aircraft. This is the other third release I was referring to. Very excited to have this coming into the fleet. This will be joining the first and second release. Recently getting that second release for me particularly, but 3 is going to be a really solid number, and it's really cool to have 3 iterations of it. So let's take a look at this one. Cockpit windows, nose cone right here. Got the landing gear and then the R1 and L1 doors. Southwest Airlines billboard titles along with the engines down here as well, and the wings. Looks like maybe a slight bit of flex, but not too awful. Antenna, Wi-Fi box, another antenna. You got all economy on Southwest, of course. You got the yellow, red into the blue. Horizontal stabilizers, November 8730 Quebec. What a model. Looks really good. I'm a big fan of the Navy. I think they did a good job on it. Here's the aircraft itself. I'm guessing kind of looks like Reno a little bit, but I'm going to guess like maybe Salt Lake City or somewhere in that mountainous range. Let's see. It is Salt Lake City. That was a fair guess. I've kind of recognized that mountain backdrop, and I really want to go to Salt Lake City soon. So very, very cool. Looks really, really good, and I think they did phenomenal. 14.5 for the details. Mold, pardon me, 17 for color and 13 for details. 89%, so falling just short once again, but still a really nice model. And did I see February 16th on that? From 19? Yeah, January 26, 2019, so right before the first grounding. So this airframe has been around, one of Southwest's first MAX 8s, which is really cool because they actually debuted in service in 2017, so they actually flew for about a year and a half, which is still pretty good, but phenomenal model, and really excited for that to be added into the lineup. Our last model, but certainly not least, I think this is probably like the 4th or 5th iteration, I'm not sure, I may put it on the screen, but how about this model right here? The UPS Boeing 757-200. Really, really nice model. I was planning it, and I decided to opt out last moment just because I didn't think I quite needed it that bad. And then I got a second UPS A300, so I thought 2 A300s would be sufficient because I really wanted to get a second 767, A300, or 757 or something for Dallas. And 2 A300s is pretty suitable. I don't even have the adequate room to use them all as we speak right now, but in the future when I am able to do the 1-to-1, 1-to-400 scale Dallas in its full context, I want to have some extra ones. So regardless though, here's the 757. We have the cockpit windows and nose cone. We have the landing gear door, worldwide services, and the antenna. We have the engines a little tilted right there, but what can you expect? The one-piece mold, I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of it. I personally think it looks pretty good if done right, like right here. Looks good to me. Wings also looking really nice. No winglets on this one. Got the cargo door that looks really small. Looks kind of like a baggage door, but hey. November 464 uniform Papa and the UPS logo right here on the tail, along with the horizontal stabilizers as well. A nice simple airplane to round out this release. I thought they did a really good job on it. This picture, I did look at this one. This was in Ontario, another awesome backdrop for sure, and it looks really good. But of course, worldwide services, got the IAE engines, really nice deploying here of these slats, flaps, speed brakes, and everything that you need to land. And it looks really good. I think I also see a United 175 peeking over there, but really nice photo and another awesome aircraft. Speaking of which, here's the 757, 15.5 for the mold. The nose and the slight tilt in the engines, I did deduct a little bit. And I also have seen some landing gear kind of issues. I don't know if you'd call them issues, but kind of QC defects. So I'd take just a touch off, but it's still a really good mold. 17 for the color and 13 for the details. Sneaking into the A tier for the final perfect model of this release. How about that, everybody? What a lineup of models. What a lineup, to say the least. I'm going to turn the OBS off. Sorry about that. I should have put it on the other monitor, but what a lineup of models, everybody. This was a really good set. Again, I got the Southwest and the Turkish, which I'm really excited about. Feel free to let me know which ones you guys got. Definitely excited to hear for sure. But absolutely phenomenal set, and I was really pleased to see the whole context of everything going on there. It was absolutely phenomenal indeed. So, looking really good. Very glad to have another awesome set here from NG Models. Very nice indeed. Really nice. So, again, really excited for these models to come. I kind of want to go into detail about some of the other things going on in terms of the setup and everything. So that will pretty much do it for this release, though. Absolutely awesome set, and we'll go more into detail about it in future times, but it will definitely be one to remember. I think it was an absolutely awesome release. So I know this video is already 30 minutes, so I'm not going to make this take too long, but I did want to go into a little bit of detail about some of the other things. So let's get started with that. So the first thing I would like to start with is, pardon me, what was I going to say? Oh, the setup. So yes, I am using the MacBook now. Very happy about it. We'll get more into detail in the setup video, but I'm very pleased with the investment. It's going to be a phenomenal asset for my upcoming career. Well, for college, I should have just said simply. For college, content, everything. It's a rig. It's going to continue to carry everything that I do, and I'm really happy to have it. I think that it will be probably about a 5-year computer, so it's going to last a long time, let's say it that way, and I'm really happy with it. It's a great computer, and again, we'll go more into the detail, but just the brief synthesis. And let me know what you guys thought of the pop-up pictures. I thought they worked pretty well, but feel free to let me know. I would appreciate that, y'all. So feel free to let me know what you think. So got that going, along with the releases. Again, I know I've been kind of a little inconsistent. About every 3 weeks has been fairly consistent, but I'm thinking every other week would be a pretty good way to go. With the Chinese New Year coming up, this will be a perfect time to completely get this lined up. I've also thought about doing a big tier list for all the Panda exclusives, whether it's the R Model Store, Waffle Collectibles, or anywhere else. Mainly the US ones, so that would be all the Southwest. There was a JetBlue, Spirit, and all of those. So if you guys would like to see that, let me know. I'll get thoroughly caught up before I do that, but that'll kind of accumulate all the exclusives from the last year. So I think the next one will be NG November, I think, and then that should take us into GJ October, November, and then we should have GJ December maybe. We'll have to see, but it'll be something in that ballpark. So that's kind of the tentative plan, but we're making good progress, and we should be getting pretty close to caught up. How about those new NG releases from yesterday when you guys are seeing this? It's today for me, but American 757 One World, so excited for that. Thank you, NG, in advance. Really appreciative of that. That's going to be an absolute banger. Along with that, we also have the United 757. Definitely going to get that. along with the Continental Retro 737-900. Very excited for those. That'll be some great rotation for my 737 lineup. So really thoroughly excited for all those airplanes. They'll be awesome additions to the collection, and I'm really excited for it. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So with all that being said, everybody, I believe that does do it for this tier list video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it was a little bit long, quite a few airplanes, and we need some thorough evaluation to do as such. So, but that's how it goes. Again, I also wanted to mention this was the final thing, I believe. Hopefully it is. But I've also thought about doing some different tier list videos, whether they're like, I've kind of thought like maybe GeminiJets molds in a tier list rankings, NG models molds, or maybe all of the, I think Aviation 18 already did this one, so I probably won't take this one, but all the model manufacturers, or maybe more like actual aviation stuff like airline rankings, or kind of anything, kind of similar to that quiz video. It could be almost anything. Flight simulator stuff. I kind of want to start doing flight simulator before I get into that, so. But if you guys would like to see that, feel free to let me know if you have any ideas. I would be beyond appreciative of that, because that's kind of a thought I had today, pulling up a tier list. I was like, man, can't I use this for more than just ranking these models? So feel free to let me know what you guys think. I would appreciate that. I would even do older content of mine, like ranking select videos, maybe ranking all the massive unboxings. But, you know, anything, whatever you guys like to see, feel free to let me know. But again, I think that will do it for today's video. I would like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really appreciate it, guys. So much to come. Be sure to stay on the lookout. Also, a ton of awesome videos have been coming out, so if you haven't got a chance to watch them, I'd highly recommend doing as such. But with all that being said, everybody, I believe that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I would like to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.